What is going on, YouTube? Coming at you today with part 3 of our shop update. Today, we're gonna pour some concrete. Been waiting on this for a long time. So the original plan was to pour both the inside and outside pad like you see framed up here. It's just gonna be too dang cold tomorrow. So we're gonna pour the inside, then wait till spring-ish to pour the outside. Whenever it warms up and the ground unfreezes and it's fit to pour concrete. What we decided to do on the inside was on the back portion of the shop where it's gonna be finished into rooms. We're gonna put 5 inches of concrete there. We're gonna do 6 inches, but it's just kind of overkill. So we're gonna do 5 inches there and then 6 inches on the actual shop portion in the front where there's gonna be vehicles sitting on top of it. Now, below the walls on the back portion, it's gonna be 5 inches. We did a additional 3-inch footer below the walls. So those will be 8 inches deep below the walls, which will be more than plenty. We've got the rough-in officially done. We got everything graded and we are set to pour some concrete tomorrow. Super exciting stuff. Stay tuned for some cool concrete footage. All right, ready or not, we're pouring in the morning. It's gonna be pretty dang cold tomorrow. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 of these diesel heaters stepped up here ready to go. Once the concrete's poured, we'll lower those down, but to get underneath them, we raised them up for now. All we got to do for tonight still is get extension cords. We got 1 cord going to that one. We'll get all the rest of these going tonight to get the ground warmed up a little bit and get the building as warm as we can get it for the morning. I think it's gonna do just fine. I mean, the low is around 20 degrees. It's way too cold to pour concrete, but in here, it shouldn't dip below 50. So the biggest reason I have security over this is because we insulated down the side. So this is gonna be fine. The tin's uninsulated, but these will keep the tin pretty warm. Yeah, I think it's gonna be just fine. The concrete guys all say it's gonna be good, so I got full faith in them. So we're coming here in the morning, get our plastic put down, get our pins driven for the grade, start pouring some concrete. Night 1. No concrete yet. First fill up of all the heaters. This is gonna be a long week. On the good side, I brought our handy fancy wall thermometer out here. On the ground floor, it's 45 degrees. So I shot the rafters with my temperature gun. It's like 65, 70 up there, which makes sense because heat does rise, obviously. But 45 is plenty warm for concrete to cure out. It needs to be above 40. And that heater over there kept kicking off because these are all temperature regulated and we had that one set a little bit too low. So we have them all set to 80 right now. And of course in the corners it's much warmer, so they kept kicking off. Now they're all at 80 and they're gonna keep running all the time. So that 45 should turn like a 47, 48 hopefully. But you probably can't see it, but all these walls are sweating, which I knew was gonna happen because these are cold. There's no insulation here. I wish we could have insulated before we put the concrete down, but we want to get the structure built, then insulate. Well, structure built, then wire, then insulate. That's the loose plan right now. So, night 1, it's gonna be a very long week getting these things filled up all the time. It's tomorrow. We're doing it. They got 1 truck in, 3 more sitting outside. He's pouring right now. Plastic is down. Truck there. Truck there. I guess there's 2 outside. Plastic looks really good. Got our cutter on the drain. Going down. It's about 28 degrees out here, snowing obviously. It's about 65 in here. That concrete's putting off some heat. These are helping too. It's going really smooth. It ain't even 9 o'clock yet. This is truck number 4. Should be 7 trucks total. cold out here. And the concrete is done. Let me tell you, they did a very good job on this pour. Several of the guys even said, we don't really take pictures very often. We took pictures of this because this was a good pour, and I agree. They did a killer job on this pad. It's really dusty right now from them saw cutting it. I did record what I believe to be most of it on this GoPro in a time lapse. I had to replace the battery once, so I missed some of it, but that should be a cool video. Haven't looked at it yet. As you can see, it is still 62 degrees in here. That heater just kicked back on over there. That one may be out of fuel. I just brought back 5 fuel jugs. These 2 are running right here. I'm gonna get these things all fueled up because it is supposed to be 19 degrees again tonight and tomorrow night, and then 15 the following night. But we should have no problem keeping this place 50 to 60 degrees. And that is plenty warm for concrete to cure. So now comes the fun time of tending to these heaters 2 to 3 times a day for the next 4 days while this concrete fully sets up. As you can see, I'm walking on it. It is set up enough for us to walk on, but I can't drive anything on it yet. Probably be a week so I can drive on it, but this looks really good. And let's go ahead and address a few questions I know I'm going to get during this cool little time lapse here. First and foremost, yes, we did not put rebar inside this concrete. We used a fiber mesh mix. Now keep in mind, I am by no means a concrete expert, but I did have concrete experts pour this pad for me, and this fiber mesh mix is going to be just fine for our intended use with this pad. Second of all, as you can see, we did pour it right on top of the dirt. We did not put gravel below this. 2 things, we were not concerned about poor drainage. This shed sits on top of a pretty large hill, so we're not worried about it draining. It has plenty of tile around it, and we compacted this dirt a lot with a roller, so we are not worried about it moving or shifting in any way. Third, these diesel heaters did not laminate the concrete surface in any way. Even with the door shut, this shed had more than plenty ventilation to keep that concrete breathing during the curing process. Here's a rough idea of what our trench drain is going to look like though. It's a little bit too soon for me to be doing all this, so I'm not going to peel off anything else, but I need to get all this swept off tomorrow and kind of reveal it, but that's what we're looking at. Really, really small footprint of the concrete, which is what I wanted. It'll drain plenty of water, but you're not going to drop big tools down here. You won't get the wheels of your cart stuck in here. We went ahead and pitched this shed out, so I'll turn around here. So this here is a 24-foot door. We went ahead and pitched it 3 inches down, which is 1% down to this drain. So it falls this way, it falls this way. It comes in at a 2% slope from the door and about a 1% slope from back here. So it's in a big valley where you can pull 2 vehicles in here and wash 2 vehicles. You can wash a combine. You can pull vehicles in from the salt and the snow. It'll drain down the drain. It'd just be very nice to have this drain here. I'm glad I went with this long 20-foot trench drain. Day after the pour. Yes, I know I'm in the same hoodie. It smells like diesel, and I'm refilling these heaters, so I just put it back on. But I figured it'd be a good time to go ahead and start exposing this drain. Now, when we taped over it, we just taped all around the top of it. So I could just cut in the middle here. The problem with that is you wouldn't see like the chrome slash, well, I guess it's stainless on the top. So I'm actually cutting on the outsides of the drain with my knife, scoring that concrete and peeling this tape back. It's really, really tedious, but it looks really good whenever it's done. Got a little strip here that I think is ready to peel. Let's see how it does. Grab this and get it peeled back. It's not really peeling that great. Like I said, it's very tedious. It's like 6 inches at a time of cutting, but it is going. There it goes. Much better. Let's see if I can peel it now. Oh yeah, there it goes. Isn't that satisfying? I'll have to do a little bit of trimming now, but it looks really good, and the concrete's not chipping wherever I'm cutting it, which is really good. So I'll give you guys a full view whenever it's all cut. That's gonna be sweet to have. The reason I went with this drain is because my little shop chair here with these teeny tiny wheels, take this chair, roll it right over the top of it, they never catch. You're not gonna drop tools in there. I guess you could probably drop like a 1/4-inch socket in there or a wrench, but we got magnets for that. It's not that deep. It's only like 5 inches deep down here and like 8 or 9 at the end because it is pre-sloped. So I'm satisfied with it so far. Well, I guess it's about time to start moving some stuff back in here. Concrete's been poured for, today be a week. So it is plenty cured. And we're gonna start moving some stuff back in here. Just got back from Menards with another load of supplies for the shop. Got 2 mini splits, all the tin for the inside of the building, a couple garage doors, and some of the interior doors. We picked up a few more interior doors in the last round with all the insulation. What else did we get? All the plywood and some just random lumber instead as well. So I gotta get this unloaded tomorrow. It's like 11 o'clock right now, so I just got her backed in. Gonna unload my garage door openers out of the truck real quick, unstrap all this, and get on out of here. And the doors are back open. Time to start getting everything moved back inside the shop before the rain hits. These last couple months have been really hectic with moving stuff in and out, doing everything we've been doing. There will still be some of that going on once the framers start showing up, but I'm looking forward to having a place to park my stuff again because it's all been sitting out in the weather. So get that trailer moved up and out of here and move my side-by-side real quick and try to get some stuff organized here. And there we go. We are moved back inside just to move everything back outside this coming up weekend to start framing it all. But got her all parked in here. Need to work on our parking skills a little bit. I can't get used to this because all that stuff back there cannot be parked there once it's framed. So I would love to have this much room to park stuff because you can kind of put it anywhere, but we are just gonna have from right there forward to park everything, which should be plenty of room still, but of course it's going to be less. Got our random straw bales there. OSB, couple mini splits, black and white tin for the inside of the building, and then 6 interior doors. The rest of these supplies are in my shipping container, which is outside of the building. And that is going to wrap up our concrete segment of the shop series. In case you haven't already figured it out, I'm super, super impressed with the way this floor came out. And I'm even more impressed with the way that the crew that poured this worked together. It was pretty impressive. So I'm not gonna lie, I was a little bit nervous the night before the pour because we came out here, we were supposed to set all the plastic, get the pins set, so all we had to do the day of was back the trucks in and start pouring. That night, they said, oh, we'll do all that in the morning. I'm like, well, the morning's in like 8 hours. So what time you guys want to start this? Oh, we'll start 7, the same time we start pouring. It's like, okay. These guys do this often, so they know more than I do, so hopefully they can get it all done. I showed up at 7:10, like 7:15. All the plastic was set, everything was set, the shed was cleaned out, and they were already pouring. I was pretty impressed. And they got all the trucks unloaded by noon. So they started at 7, they had 7 trucks off and on the ground and pretty much finished except for the power trowels before noon. That's impressive. I don't do concrete ever. I don't know very much about it, but to me, that's impressive. It's impressive to watch people like that work together. And it gives me faith in humanity that some people still want to work because this is not easy work. I think you can see that by the video. So this is done. Check this off the list. Turned out great. Next step is the framing. Stay tuned.